Alright, this is what they don't want you to know. This video is starting to go bad already. Listen up.
One person's lifetime. All these near perfect pyramids. What vision drove those pharaohs of the 4th dynasty to such size and precision?
You mean the first dynasty? There's Noah that built them.
Their successors in the 5th dynasty settled for this.
Yep. Look how small the stones are. So tiny.
They must have lost the motivation or replaced the function of the pyramids with other rituals. But whatever the explanation, these dilapidated pyramids at Cairo, 8 miles south of the Great Pyramid, are of great value because they contain clues to the legends of their ancestors.
This is what they don't want you to know.
It's been known for over a century that these ruins contain a rich source of knowledge of the ancient Egyptians' ritual star cult.
Star cult? Alright, right here. 3 kings. Right here. The Messiah star. Right there.
But today, new thinkers are building on this information.
That's each pyramid.
2 authors who've just written
it is tiring.
are Robert Bovell and Adrian Gilbert. Why is this place so important?
We're taking you inside the tomb of Unas, underneath this pyramid of the 5th dynasty. It was a French Egyptologist, Gaston Maspero.
Who is the first pharaoh?
1881.
Bovell and Gilbert offered to show me inside.
I'll say right now.
First clues
It was
lie in the
Noah.
burial chamber at the
It was
heart of the
Noah!
5th dynasty tomb.
And Adam!
It's reached by a narrow passage sloping down at 26 degrees. But the journey's worth it because inside lies the key to understanding the Egyptians' belief in their gods.
The giants
There are
built
about
them.
90 pyramids in Egypt, but this is the first to contain any formal writing.
It shows it on the wall. 2 people picking up a stone. Man, people have been deceived.
This is this fantastic, unlike the 4th dynasty pyramids, which were totally devoid of text. These crumbled 5th dynasty pyramids are full of...
Only video I could find this.
Just look up at the ceiling. I mean, it's absolutely covered with stars. It's just like being out under the night sky.
Solomon's Temple.
They constitute the oldest body of religious writing in history. And they're there on the walls to help the dead king into his voyage into the afterworld.
The Messiah star. Star of Bethlehem. The Star of David.
These are pyramid texts.
And now there will be another star. It's written in the Bible what it is.
Mystical hymns and prayers to
It's the
help
Star of
the
Jacob.
royal journey into the next world. The act of inscribing an idea did more than merely record it. It had magical significance.
Isaac and
It was a
Jacob were
spell
brothers.
and had the power to ensure that the written sentiment would actually happen.
Jesus and James
This, for
were brothers.
example, is a snake with its head cut off. This would ensure protection of the soul.
James
from
means
Satan.
Jacob.
Amongst other things, these texts
Jesus
show
was
life force
Isaac.
symbolized by
I
man
see.
and their reverence to the great God.
As it is
Alpha.
written
And
in
these
Matthew.
texts talk repeatedly of the pharaoh becoming a
Gosh.
star and traveling to the constellations.
Yep. Okay, let me tell you right now. In the pyramids of Giza on the 3rd chamber, when your spirit gets to go through the small little chamber, the square cubit chamber, you come to this room. And in the room are all the star constellations. All over the walls. And you pick where you want to go. And there you go. As they put a little rover up there, you can see him if you look. It's kind of like how he's pointing. But your spirit. How can I say this, dude? Put it this way. People come and go. A lot more than you know. It's shown on people's radar scopes. It's like, what are these things that are flying by constantly? If you look on people are like, dude, look, you know, but everyone says, no, that's nothing, but it's a $8,000 or $20,000 camera that picks up objects in space.
Hieroglyph up here with the three vertical lines and the little thing dangling below.
Alright. Alright, here. Here's the star. Here's the musical instrument to get the star. As Noah had to release a dove, which is the Holy Spirit. And then the dove came back with the olive branch, as Jesus said, the olive trees. I'm getting tired. The musical instrument of the Holy Spirit. And the dove could not find anybody. As we all know, the dove represents the Holy Spirit. Yes. That is written and drawn on all Michelangelo's and all Da Vinci's paintings. And so on. Alright. So Noah released the dove. And the dove would keep coming back. But then the last time he released it, the second to the last time he released it, came back with the olive branch. And the third time he released it, it finally found someone. Because God could not find someone that was holy enough to give a star to. As it is written. It doesn't mean, as it says in the book of Revelations, the stars are going to start dropping. As Jesus said in the book of Revelations, that he will give you the morning star. Oh, and also the shaftways, they point at Orion stars too. Perfect. Exact. Okay, here's a star. Yep. Musical instrument. Size barn.
Stands for the Egyptian word Sahu, which is their name for the constellation of Orion, which they associated with Osiris. And over here,
Osiris, not ISIS. Don't get
symbolizes
confused.
Sobed, which is their name for Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, which they associated with the goddess
Cyrus is in the Bible.
And here is the name of the king Unas in the oval-shaped cartouche. And here we are
Honest.
told he is given life, and he is the beloved of the supreme God, his father, Atom. Now the pyramid text
Atom.
with the ancient
Atom. Alright. Noah had 3 sons. Okay? God had the giants, or the Nephilim, which aren't the giants. But, okay. But the giants built the freaking pyramids. It shows it written on the freaking walls. Lose my temper.
later papyrus, known as the Book of the Dead, tell us about the beliefs of this ancient people.
Book of the Dead came in way after the pyramids.
Tell us how the Egyptians believed civilization began in their
Similar.
country so many thousands of years ago.
Right here. I went a little bit too far. But right here. Okay.
Tell us how the Egyptians believed civilization began in their country so many thousands of years ago.
Alright. Here's the eagle. Here's the world. Here's the eye of the setting sun. Here's the musical instrument. Right here. Here, is that the female or the male? Because there will be a female picked too. There are 4 people that are picked. 4. As Jesus picked Mary. As Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. As Mark, the book of Mark. Was Mark Mary's son? I can't remember. I think Mark was Mary's son. Or I know that Mary had the mark of God. What if Mark was Mary? And you just take away the K. Put a Y on it. Because women back then could not be in the Bible. As Mary is the, like how Eve was, the mother, as there's picked one every 1,000 years. As Jesus said, we'll reign with him for 1,000 years. As Jesus is Lord now. And so on. Keeps going. Another one, did 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 another one. Says it right in the book of Genesis, right after Cain. The sons of David, and all of them of Jesus' family. They all lived 1,000 years. Dude.
The creation myth of the ancient Egyptians is constantly repeated in pyramid texts on the walls of tombs and on funerary plaques.
Stay away from the owl. See, these right here, these are old symbols. Old symbols. It's not the first, it's the second.
It was of prime importance.
As it's not paintings, they're engraved.
Pharaoh reenacting it.
And yes, the first pharaohs were white.
The great sun
Atom.
looked down
Ra.
on the formed land.
Atom Ra.
He sent one of his grandsons, Osiris,
The right eye.
People to teach them goodness and civilization.
Osiris
both man
is
and
written in the
God,
Bible as
walked
Cyrus.
the land of Egypt with his consort Isis, and it became a beautiful place.
And then the pharaohs took over. The evil pharaohs took over. It's the same story. That's what Cain and Abel. Cain was jealous of Abel.
Alas, Osiris' brother Seth was jealous of him and murdered him. He cut his body up into 14 parts and scattered them around Egypt. Isis, overwhelmed with sorrow, roamed the land in search of Osiris. Eventually, finding all the parts, she bound them up with muslin strips and brought his body back to life, just long enough to place herself on his phallus and take his seed. Osiris then ascended from the land of Egypt, leaving Isis hiding in the bulrushes of the Nile Delta.
Isis is the god of the dead.
She bore a
Moon
son,
god.
Horus, who
Horus
grew up
too.
to avenge his father's death. Isis, her earthly mission fulfilled, joined Osiris in the stars.
The stars, then, in this night sky, were seen by the ancient Egyptians as a heavenly counterpart to their own land, inhabited by gods and the souls of the departed. The main feature they saw down here was the Nile, and when they looked up into the night sky, the main feature they saw up there was the Milky Way, a shimmering band of stars arching across the sky. And this, they believed,
Spirit.
was the celestial Nile.
That's this next life. You're
The
rewarded.
Nile was held in great awe. Each year it mysteriously, and as the country was surrounded on either side by barren desert, it totally depended on this yearly miracle. But how did they explain their good fortune?
Every year it'd flood
At
over.
the time of the flood,
The pyramids bring water and have gates of water coming to them.
in the night sky, having been out of sight for 70 days. So naturally they
a
associated
known
the
hidden
stars of
fact.
Orion with Osiris, the god who cared for them, and from whom all blessings flowed. And there he was, looking down on his benign handiwork, beside the banks of the celestial
Man, now he's
Nile.
pissed.
And to the left of him
Keeps
is the
throwing a
star
rock at it.
Sirius, which they saw as his consort Isis.
Gonna hit it sooner or
Because it was
later.
bright and beautiful and followed Orion across the sky. There they rule the heavenly kingdom. They rule by night. Theirs is the kingdom of the dead.
It's not Orion's
And
belt.
by day, Ra, the great sun god.
People are confused. Okay, Orion's belt is Orion with a bow and arrow and a lion's next to him. He hunts with the lion. And then the tale is, which is written on the walls, is that Orion shoots a star over here from his bow and arrow. As the U.S. American Indians say the same thing as the Mayans said the same thing. But the morning star. Look it up. I'm getting tired of it. Ugh.